is Deanna here today, and today we're going to be working on the traveler top, and this one is super cute. It's got lots of new upgrades. It's got all kinds of different necklines. It's got a regular hood, an oversized hood. It's got a neckband. It's got a cowl. Today I'm going to be making the cowl. It's got an option for side pockets or pouch pocket. It's got size long sleeves, and it's got extra long sleeves. It's got the curved higher front or lower front. I mean, all kinds of options, and it is super cute. So I'm super excited to get to sewing. So let's do it. All right, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to work on our pocket. I am doing the kangaroo pocket, and you can do the kangaroo pocket or the side pocket, but I'm just going to do this one because I just like it, so I figure I'd go with it. I got my liner and my outer, and I'm gonna place them right on top of each other, right sides together, and I'm going to sew all the way around, sewing both of them together and leaving a small gap at the bottom, maybe a 2-inch gap where you're going to turn it all the way around. Today I am going to be using my serger, but any stretch stitch on your sewing machine will work. I am going to be using a sweater knit. The leopard print is a sweater knit. This grayish is a cotton lycra or cotton spandex. I'm just using that for my lining of my pocket and my hood. Well, actually I'm going to be doing the cowl option, so the lining for my cowl. So let's sew. Alright, we're going to go ahead and go through that hole and turn our pocket around. Now obviously if you're doing side pockets, you're going to skip this part. You're not going to have this pouch. And obviously too, if you don't want to make pockets at all, you don't have to. If this is your choice. It's this good thing about sewing your own pattern is that you can get to make it your own and adding the features or taking the features that you don't want off. If you wanted double pockets and you wanted kangaroo pockets and side pockets, you do you. More pockets the better, right? Alright, I'm gonna tuck this edges in right here, because once we top stitch it on, that's how we're gonna close that little gap right there. I'm just gonna put a clip right there to keep it closed. I'm going to steam it. And then if you want to, you can go to your sewing machine or your cover stitch, whatever it is that you're using, and top stitch those pocket edges. Once those sides are top stitched, like where your hands are gonna go, we can grab our front piece and lay it out on our mat, face up, and grab our pattern piece and match up our pattern piece, showing where my pocket is going to go. So if you're doing, now I'm going to show you right now, if you're doing side pockets, what you're going to do is you're going to grab your side pocket and you're going to place it right at that seam pocket right here. You're going to place that pocket facing down, right sides together, and you're going to sew it on the side, on each side. There's going to be 4 sides. So on the front, 1, 2, and on the back, 1, 2. So make sure you follow that seam guide and sew your pocket on, then turn it and top stitch it. I'm not doing that. I am doing the other pocket. So I'm going to place my pocket right on top and kind of where it's supposed to be. And then I'm going to use pins, which I can't find. I'm gonna use pins and pin it on. And once I pin it on, I'm going to top stitch the top on, the side down, over and up. And that's how I'm going to top stitch my pocket on. So top, go down, over and up. I'm going to be using my cover stitch on my for sewing it on, but if you don't have a cover stitch, that's okay. You can use a stretch stitch on your sewing machine, a zigzag stitch or something like that on your sewing machine will be just fine, or a double needle or something like that. So let's do that. All right, my front pocket is placed on. Super, super cute. If you are doing your side pockets again, go ahead and put those on. Now I'm gonna go ahead and place my shirt face up. This is my front bodice, and I'm gonna put my back bodice right on top, right sides together, and we're gonna match those shoulder seams, and we're going to go ahead and sew that shoulder seam. All right, now that our shoulders are sewn together, if we want to go ahead and do long sleeve, we're going to grab that shoulder right there, and we're going to grab my sleeve, and we're going to match it up. As you can see, it's kind of like in a shape already, so you can see where your top is, but I like to go ahead and mark it anyways, just so I know for sure. And then we're going to put it right sides together and pin. And then we're gonna go down one side and then towards the other side, raw edges, matching those raw edges, and then we're gonna go ahead and sew them on. All right, our shoulder seams are on, our sleeve, long sleeve is on. So now we're gonna sew those side seams. If you have pockets, if you're doing pockets on the sides, you would poke them out and you would sew around the pocket. But since I don't have those inseam pockets, I have just the pouch, I just go straight. So I'm gonna start right here at where my armpit meets, match up that seam, and then go all the way down the side. Okay, you see I have that seam back there. Don't worry about it, don't even look at it. That seam has nothing to do with the pattern. I didn't have enough fabric to cut it all out on one straight, so I cut two pieces and added a little bit of seam allowance so I could piece it together on the back. So that's why you see that on the back. So I'm going all the way down the side, and I am doing the shorter in the front version, so it's shorter in the front. Shorter in the front, yes. So, but I'm going all the way to the side. So I'm gonna do this for this side and the other side, and then I'm gonna also go down the sleeve, and we're gonna sew that whole side together. And then another thing I'm gonna go ahead and do while we're at it, I am going to be adding the cuffs. So I'm going to be sewing, going ahead and grabbing my cuff, and both of them, I'm gonna do this to both of them, and I'm gonna sew them right sides together on that long raw edge. So I'm gonna sew those long raw edges together. So I just wanna go ahead and get both of those things done while I'm over there at the serger. So y'all always ask me, and I am the worst at remembering to tell you, so I wanted to go ahead and take this opportunity while I'm doing this and tell you. I am using sweater knit. I think I already told you this for my fabric. I got this fabric from Olga's Closet, because I know you always ask me where I got my fabric from, and I am wearing the Tuesday morning hoodie. This is a straight fit hoodie, but it is such a comfortable, cute, it's a little bit different than the Around the Block in the sense that the lines are straight. The Around the Block is sideways, and it is super cute and super comfortable. All right, time for cuffs. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab our cuff that we already sewed together, and I'm going to fold it wrong sides together, and we can match the where the seam is, and then go out to the side, and I'm gonna mark it with a little notch. So even them out and mark it to the front. Here it is. And then I'm gonna do the same for my sleeve. I'm gonna fit my cuff right into my sleeve and match up where I marked that one side and clip, and then my seam over here on the other side and clip, and then I'm gonna sew the raw edges together, and it's right sides together. So the right side of the cuff is touching the right side of the sleeve, and then we're gonna sew all the way around. I'm gonna do that for both. All right, so while we're at it, I'm gonna go ahead and prepare my cowl. I'm gonna fold it right sides together and meet this raw edge right sides together, and I'm going to do the same for my liner, and we're going to sew that edge. So this is where we cut it on the fold. This is the one edge. If you're doing the hood, you would grab the oversized hood is cut on the fold, so you would sew the front part that goes like where your neck is. You would sew that right sides together right there. And then I think the crown, you sew the crown together as well. And then on the regular hood, it's already sewn together because it's already together because you cut it on the fold. So you just sew the back area. And if you need more explanation on how to sew your hood together, you can, there's more videos on hoodies that will show you just exactly how to cut your hood. But we're gonna go ahead and move on to sewing these sides together and the cuffs. All right, now we're gonna grab our cowl, and we're gonna grab our liner and our outer. We're gonna flip one right side out, and we're gonna feed the other one right on it. And we're gonna match it right sides together. Make sure you're matching it correctly. See how it's wider at the top. And we're going to sew that top opening together, right sides together. So I'm gonna fit it in there and then match and sew all the way around that opening. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and turn it. Now remember, when you're sewing your cowl on, if you look at it this way, if this is your liner, when it hangs on your top, the liner is what's gonna show. So if you want the outer to show, then we're going to have to sew. This will be considered your outer. So this will be the right side. So if you want it, when it hangs, you want it to hang like this is your main area. You want your main area to show. Here, I'm gonna open it up and show you exactly what I mean by that. Because it kind of is backwards once you sew it on. So here is my neckline area. And if I want my cowl to hang like so, like the same fabric, then that's gonna be your quote unquote liner. So this is gonna be the side that you're gonna sew onto your fabric. But if you want it to be like so, which is probably, I think that's what I want to do, then this is your outer. You see how when you open your cowl up, that's your outer, but it's gonna fold down, so that's what you're gonna be able to see. So I'm still gonna leave it like it is. This is gonna be my outer, that's gonna be my liner. So I'm gonna just turn my bodice inside out. I just turned it so I could show you. And I'm gonna quarter my bodice, so grab those shoulders, go to the front, and I'm just gonna mark it with a little notch, and to the back, and then front and back, and go to the sides. And then we're going to do the same to the cowl. Just wanted to trim that notch, that seam. Okay, and then we're gonna quarter our cowl. Make sure that your liner and outer are together. I'm just gonna go ahead and put a clip here so that way it doesn't go down. So this is my back, so I'm gonna go to the front, then the two sides. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and fit that in to our bodice. Match those spots, and remember which side you want to do, which side you want to show as you're putting it on. And then we're gonna go ahead and sew it on, stretching the cowl lightly to fit your neck. I am super excited because all there is left to it is hemming. So you see how the cowl is, this is the side that you see now, the dark side. that was my liner. So if you want to flip it around so all you see is the same color or whatever, then that's when you have to take that into consideration. I'm super excited. This is looking so cute and it's super comfy, super soft. So I'm gonna grab my bottom. I'm gonna hem it, so I'll just cut that, trim that. I'm gonna grab where my edge, my pointy goes in, and I'm gonna fold that up 1/2 inch. That's my seam allowance. I'm using this steam a seam. You know, I use this stuff all the time for hemming because it makes it so much easier. But if you want to go ahead and base that down or whatever, you can go ahead and do that now. It makes it easier to hem when we're gonna go ahead and fold those sides so that corner is folded down. With this steam a seam is either you can steam it and it'll be a permanent bond, or you can just push it down and it's kind of like a tape. If you're basting that down using stitches, after you're done, you want to remove them because you'll be able to see them. And we'll do that on both sides. And once that's done, we're gonna go first one side first, whatever side you're going, like if you want to do the back first or the front first, and we're folding 1/2 inch all the way around. Ooh, make sure your iron is not too hot for your fabric. And you'll go all the way down, hemming. And I'm just gonna use my cover stitch when I hem, but a stretch stitch on your sewing machine will do just fine. Or honestly, because this is a wide bottom, you know, it kind of flares out, I would use two, if I didn't have a cover stitch, I used to use just a longer straight stitch, like maybe a 3. Since you're not gonna be stretching it, then I don't think it will be too bad. But yeah, so that's what I used to do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the same for the bottom. Fold it here, the corner, and then go ahead and do my 1/2 inch seam allowance, and then go over to my cover stitch, sorry, and hem, and we'll be done. And just like that, we are done with our project, and I am loving it. Super cozy, super cute. I hope you enjoyed this sew along. Please let us know if you have any questions about anything that I did or did not do. Please comment, like, share, subscribe. If you have not subscribed, subscribe so you can be entered for our fun fan giveaway that we do monthly for $50 Ellie and Matt gift certificate. You could win that, so subscribe. And please come and find us on Facebook and Instagram so you can see what everybody is making and you can inspire us with your makes. We want to see what you're making. So I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!